So I'm Eric Leblond, I'm French, sorry for the back-to-back-to-back. I'm currently developing on SuriCata since 15 years now. I'm in the OISF board of directors, and my daily life is also around the Stamus networks, where we are building a product on top of SuriCata. I was before working on firewall, and I've done a lot of small projects like the SuriCata language server. So just one word about Stamus Networks. It has been founded by Peter Manef and myself, sorry, a bit more than 10 years ago. And we are doing, we were selling a client enterprise, and we have a lot of, which is an NDR solution based on SuriCata, and we have a lot of open source contribution. One of them that I really encourage you to read is the Security Analyst Guide to SuriCata, which is a free and open source book where you can learn how you don't need Zik on SuriCata at the same time. Sorry, I had to say it, I got no other place to put it. Yes, let's look a little bit at IOC matching. So IOC indicator of compromise, they are a bit everywhere. That's kind of a low-hanging fruit, the easy thing that you get from a CTI. The way it did start at the origin of SuriCata was with IP-only rules that were high-speed matching for just IP addresses that never known as bad. Then it came with IP rep, so IP reputation, where you was associated in a category, a score to an IP, and based on the scoring, you could select an alert. So the configuration was, let's be honest, a nightmare, because you had to edit the suricata.yaml file, so the configuration file to declare a new IP reputation, which make it super not usable. So Victor came, I remember the first time I hear about that, we were working on the beach together, and he told me about dataset, and I'm a big fan of dataset since, because it allows you to match with various type of data on all the sticky buffer. So it's super efficient to do the matching. So the dataset concept is list matching on sticky buffer keywords. So things that you can ingest something like 1 million of entry in a dataset and match at high speed on this data. And it can be multiple dimensions, because you have all the sticky buffer that you can use. So two examples here. The first one, HTTP user agent. You just put the context with the sticky buffer, then you can use the dataset. Is not set for the fact that it is not inside, and then you load a list of official agents. You can match on it. You can also do it not just on HTTP, also file name, for example, alert SMB is not set good, or you can do is set good exe, or is set bad exe if you want to match on bad executable. But there is one problem, is that IOC is cool, but the best way to use IOC is to load everything all at once. And once everything is loaded, you have the best and most performant way to do it, because you are going to do one single match for all your IOC. So that's super cool. But why did the IOC match? You are going to have a signature that is going to alert, and you don't really know why it did match. Potentially, it's just potentially interesting domain, or it's a really critical domain that you don't want your people to go to. So let's take a local example. And so we have this signature. By the way, it is using the new awesomeness of SuriCata 8, which is the bidirectional rule. So alert HTTP any, but we can look at the HTTP host. What we are going to look in a dataset, which is the list of French Canadian website. And what we are going to check is that we have the word tabernacle in the content. So if you are French, tabernacle is the place where you put the cookie. Sorry for a better word, I forgot to check for it. And you store the cookie in the box, and that's the thing that you are getting at the climax of the max. So basically, if the signature match on a French website, it's or an article about religion, or some French Christian talking about the good time they had at the Mass. Okay, but if it is Canadian French, tabernacle, but you say tabernacle, is a really, really bad swearing. It's worse than the F word. So if the signature is matching in Quebec, potentially you have somebody in Quebec that is a bit angry. So you see that the context really matters. We need to know. So it will be so wonderful to know if the website is from Quebec or from France. But in the alert, we have nothing about that. We just have a match on the domain. We have a list of domain, but the list of domain does not contain any information. So that's one of the main reasons why we need context. So I work on this, and it has been finally included in SuriCata 8 at the last minute. Thanks a lot for the team for that. So the concept is to embed the IOC in the alert, load some JSON information, and we are going to put this JSON information inside the alert. So this way, we are going to have the context coming from the IOC, reaching the alert event. No more need for correlation and look after that. Everything is in the event. You can just filter dashboard and do things like that. It was presented in SuriCon, not SuriCata 2024, SuriCon 2024, sorry, as a data JSON, but it has been merged in a different form after some really good exchange and constructive exchange with the team, which is a polite way of saying that the merge request has been rejected multiple times. But that was really, really beneficial for the final result. So instead of getting data JSON like I presented it last year, it's now dataset with some more options. And the format I picked at the origin was crap, let's say it. So now we have two formats that are far better. We have JSON and ND-JSON, so we are on standard format that are easy to parse, easy to generate. So what you are going to be able to do with data set with JSON is to say, I want to load this JSON file, or I want to load this ND-JSON file. Oh yes, and thanks again for the merge at the last minute. Okay, so demonstration. Yep, let's try to do that. Yes, demo one. I think a little bit bigger, like this should be good. Okay, so we have malware from, no, I'm not going to do a cat on the malware, sorry. A malware from malware traffic analysis, one of the last one. And I did already run things on it, so I have one rule that I'm going to open. Yep. No, what? Okay. Okay, so how is it looking? So it's a dataset. So in dataset, the good thing is that you can have the same dataset used multiple times. So here I got IOC and HTTP, TLS, and I call it IOC proximity on DNS because DNS does not mean you did connect to the domain. So the syntax is the following. I'm really sorry for that. So dataset is set. We are checking if it's in. We have a set that we have called IOC. It's a string because we are looking at the HTTP host. We are going to load the IOC.ndJSON file. We specify that the format is ndJSON. We have a context key, which is where we are going to store in the alert the data that are in the JSON. And we got the value key, which is IOC. So if I now split, yes, I show you the ndJSON file, it's like this. IOC, that's the key that we want to have, that will be used as value we are going to check. Then we can put anything else after. So IP, check IP, it's IP checking, so public IP, context, just some kind of random example. So now we can run it. Oh, sorry. Okay, so IOC.rules. Dash R the pickup, little dash V, and we're just going to put that in out. Should work, yes. Okay, yeah, 16 alert. So out of the JSON pipe GQ, it looks like this conference is a bit more of a GQ con instead of a SuriCon, but yes, I want just to select everything where I have alert. Yeah, okay, so that's what we are going to have. So here, as you can see, we got the IOC proximity DNS that did match, and we got context, CTI was the key, and we got the contact of in the IOC inside the setup, and it works for the DNS, and it should work on my favorite one. Where is my favorite one? Yeah, we got a lot. Ah, yes, okay, this one. I really like this guy. Yeah, so you can put a really interesting context, like people were drunk or the catwalk on the keyboard. Yes, okay, so yeah, so we got the loading of the IOC, context of IOC came into the alert, that was the initial job done. So that's one way to do it, but one good thing is that with IOC, is that you want to update it frequently. So one way to do the update is to use the Unix socket, and you can issue command on the Unix socket to add element to the set. So where you can add or you can also remove. I'm going just to showcase the add in another demo. So the way I'm going to use it, I'm going to use the Unix socket mod for Suricata. Parse it, extract the value, and then inject a new IOC and run it. So demo 2. Okay, yes, let's not lose too much time. So I need first to have a running Suricata. So let's first look at the signature. Okay, so I have one signature which is alert on TCP and file name. I just want to check the file name and I want to get the IOC, and I'm going to load the IOC-file.ndjson that is currently, should be empty if I did not screw up. Yes, it's empty, there is nothing. I've got no IOC, I'm going to ingest the IOC dynamically. So now I can do the run. Okay, so it started. Now the next thing, the socket command. Up. Okay, and I'm just going to start the socket mode. Let's see. Okay, and the command I want to do is to run the file. So I did start the run, and as you see, it did trigger a parsing, opening demo2 mta.pcap, and we have 0 alert. But we are going to have, not in that guy, sorry, out, it will be in if. No, run 1, I said, sorry, and I have no alert. I just want to look at file info. Wow. Did I run the twice? Yes, I run the 2. Okay, so we're going reverse. Why not? Okay, that's better. Okay, 1.php is not fun. Robo.txt is not fun. Connect text, not fun. Region, not fun. City, not fun. Get archive, why not? Oh, yes, this one is funny. Figma, so a design that has been sent in zip over HTTP, that's interesting. So now that we have that, we are going to add this guy. So the way we need to do it is first to get the base 64. And, yep, so it's here. and I can get my definition. So I did update the dataset dynamically, and now I can just split this time in run 1. And this time we have got one alert. So dynamic update, no rule reload, as you can see. We just go from alert 0 to new file to be parsed, so the rule set has not been reloaded. And we got alert. And if we look at this, we are going to have one alert with the context here from the IOC, CTI, IOC, and why everything is reach the context. So you can just dynamically update the thing. Okay, and here, big thanks to Jason. Sorry, I never managed to say it correctly. I'm really sorry for that. Because it's yeah, that's cool, but if we can do that, we should be able to do it in to log the group in regular expression. So we can capture a group in regular expression and log the group in the output. The way it is working is that you are going to do a match on, where is my mouse? I don't see my mouse. It's too small. Okay, so you're going to do a match on the alert. For instance, I'm going to work here on TLS. I want to get CN equal, and then I got the parenthesis to say that I'm going to match, and the magical interrogation mark P is there to show to define that alert underscore subject CN will be logged as subject CN, because that's what I want to extract. And it will end up in the alert. Yeah, so that's the example, and I'm going to do a little demo. Yep, demo 3. So that's my PCA rules. So in fact, I wanted to get help on the French-Canadian website. So instead of picking CN, I pick the C equal, which got the country in the TLS subject. So I've done TLS third subject. I look for C equal. So I got a pre-filtering, and then I can do my regular expression. So it starts with C equal. Then we have some character potentially with a dot, plus, and after we're going to have a comma or something. So I'm going to capture what is after C equal. So we are here, PCRE. So I'm going to just load this rule, get everything in out, and use the same pickup as before. So I got 10 alert. And the alert, for example, here we got wonderful Microsoft with some subject alt name. Format C equal US, so that's the country, and as you can see, context subject country equal US. So you can extract the country with the regular expression. So I think it would be far more interesting to do that with credit card number, but I'll let the exercise to the reader. Yeah. So that's the thing. In April, I did participate to a hackathon with MISP, and we did start a discussion in being able to export all the IOC from MISP in the JSON format, so we can have information from MISP coming. So currently it's not available. I will continue to discuss with them, and I hope that in the coming release it will be available. But you can already do what I have shown in 2024, which was to write a script to export the IOC, do a little bit of conversion work to get to the correct format, and then you're going to have the output correct. Yeah, what I have done is also test the integration with OpenCTI. So OpenCTI is a threat intelligence platform that is taking over. I've seen a lot of people, a lot of customers at Stamus using it. And it allows you to manage the threat intel in a central repository, and it is using heavily the sticks format, which really smells like XML for JSON. For the one who have experience with XML, they will understand the issue. So it's really verbose. But you can have you got multiple notions. You also have indicator, and you can export the indicator. And once it's exported, the indicator look like that. For example, I've just created two for the test. So I've got one which is Tamus Networks, which is indicator, and the other one is Suricata.io. So we have reference, we have information. So all of that is useful because it's going to help you to link to the different objects, and you can pivot easily, or you can get the information. You can also put command, but I did not put command, so that's useful. And yeah, so currently I'm struggling a little bit. I will try to see if we need to do something on that. Is that I just managed to export indicators on side information. So in the export, I've got indicator, but I also have a type identity here, which code the organization that did create the IOC, and that's a problem because what I would just like to have is this. So potentially I've done a mistake in the export. But as we are at a GQCon, you can just do one command line to change the system and get from the output that you get, you can just keep the indicator. And by doing this, you are going to have just the list that you want. So it may be fixable in a OpenCTI export. I may have missed it. And potentially, I'm thinking we could add an alternate check, another option to dataset, but that starts to be really long to be able to filter out. So question is it in the processing of data, or is it in Suricata that we need to fix this? We need to have a discussion here. So the feature doing that is kind of cool. For example, here I did create domain. And in Suricata 8, you have a new domain keyword that allows you to use the dataset with a domain. So here I do HTTP host, I extract the domain, and I'm going to do a dataset ESET, and I'm going to load the JSON. This time is JSON, it's not ND JSON, so I'm going to enter it. Then I've got the context key, which is OpenCTI that I pick on this one. There is the value key, which is the name, and there is a new key here. That is the object, because if we look at, you got the square bracket here, it's open on here. You have object, which is what is written, because that's the key inside the full JSON with an array that we want to iterate on. So in ND JSON, it's one per line, but you need to iterate on something on JSON format. So here what we are doing is that we iterate on the object key, on the element inside the object key, to build the list of IOC. So we can do alert HTTP, we can do alert TLS, we can reuse set. That's something always to remember in dataset. Don't redefine the set, reuse a previously existing set. So if the name and the type are the same, they are going to be common. So that's the way it is working. Yeah, in the event you get all the context of OpenCTI, so it's an alert on Suricata.io, and you get all the event, all the things that will allow you to correlate with the information inside OpenCTI, pivot, and stuff like this. Yeah, so time to pack up. Yeah, IOC handling in Suricata is high performance. And now with dataset with JSON, it is bringing you a lot of context. It can be dynamic. You can ingest element inside, and yeah, and with all the context, it is going to make the life of an analyst really easier. So I'm already looking at Marcus. We just had the discussion today that currently it's a bit slow to add one single element in the dataset. So using a bulk approach may be something that we really want to do in the future to be able to do that faster. For example, ingest 1 or 2 million in a few seconds. That would be better for potentially it's 1 or 2 minutes now. So we need to do that. So if you have questions.
Yeah, thanks, Eric. So just curious from a performance perspective, one of the things that we had noticed is, if you have rules that are matching on IPs, that can have a pretty big impact on performance. Like the alert IP, like how does this compare if you're matching on like the same quantity, maybe hundreds or thousands of just IP indicators versus
so for are you talking about the IP reputation or IP list in the signature?
Yeah, the legacy approach, right?
Yeah, the legacy approach is slower from the new approach with the dataset. Okay. We have seen a lot of improvement in terms of performance by switching to dataset. Also, that we are currently losing something, which is the fact that we can match on a net mask.
Okay.
The dataset does not do that. It's strict equality.
Yeah.
And I know that I think also INEA is working on improving the speed of a match for typically IP, but it is going to be it's better to use dataset than to use the old style.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.